maybe a decade back. There were times where I was blanked out, I had no answer, I had to cut a...
Welcome to... Oh, what I was supposed to say? Oh, let me try it once again. Welcome to your... Oh, I'm blank now. Do you get anxious when you're talking in front of public? Do you memorize the speech before getting into the presentation? Welcome to yet another episode of Life Loosened Up, where we spread the awareness and share the conversation with the hope of making small changes in someone's life. Today's episode is all about Suhas Rajput, who is a corporate trainer and has trained many CEOs in public speaking. And you will take a lot from this interview. You will understand what is KISS method. You will understand how to memorize a speech. You will understand how to structure the presentation. And finally, you will understand 3 tips for the public speaking. Buckle up your seats. Enjoy your episode. And guys, please support us by clicking on like button, and also do not forget to subscribe to our channel Life Loosened Up.
The recording is started, so we can start the interview now itself.
Yes, definitely.
So Suhas sir, so imagine there is a situation. First of all, I'm sorry, I'm just putting you in a situation in the very first question.
No problem.
So imagine a situation, there is a big hall, okay, and you are standing on the stage, and there are around 10 entrepreneurs, like top entrepreneurs, like, Jeff Bezos and all those people are standing right in front of you. And if you have to introduce yourself to them in just 2 minutes, how would you introduce yourself?
Well, probably I would like to thank the organizers who have put me into the hot seat, standing in front of, one of the top brains of the world, and probably introducing myself in a way which will probably help them to listen to me, right? I would not boast about my achievements. I would not boast about my extracurricular activities, but I would probably introduce them in such a way which will give them some insight. Maybe, something which will help them in their business life or maybe in their personal lives, right? I would probably introduce myself in such a manner which will make them probably come back to me and listen to me again, right? And why they should be interested to listen to me, not just because I am Mr. So and so coming from this background, but how I can make a value addition in their either personal lives or their business lives. I would probably insist on giving such an answer.
Awesome. So can we do a role play, like 2 minutes you have, and
Sure.
you have to introduce now?
Okay. Good to go. So let me start.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Morning to all the finest minds in the world. It's a great privilege and an honor to be in front of you, stand in front all of you, and probably talk about my viewpoints. So let me introduce myself. My name is Suhas Rajput, entrepreneur by mind and a go-getter by nature. So any task given to me would receive the best of my efforts, and I ensure to see that the task is being done to the best of my abilities and something which will set high standards in its respective domain. So the reason we have gathered here is to understand how we can make our lives better, not only with respect to our businesses, but also to the people around us. The value addition that we can do for ourselves or maybe for our business or to the lives around us is something that we will definitely talk about. Our interactions will be purely focused on adding value to all the stakeholders in our respective lives, be it the investors, be it the society at large, or be it to the customers. We can definitely add a lot of value to all of them in the means of business that we are doing. So it would be a great privilege to talk to all of you, get your viewpoints, and definitely understand how we can have value addition to the respective lives of our stakeholders.
Awesome, sir. That was a fantastic answer. Now let me ask you this. Now, before going to that stage, 30 minutes before going to that stage, how would you prep yourself?
Okay.
What would you do?
Okay. The first and foremost thing, in case if I was aware who are going to be my audience, I would definitely read about them in case if I was aware.
Okay.
In case if it was something which was a surprise, then definitely I wouldn't have any chance to prepare. But in case if I'm aware who are the audience in front of me, certainly a quick check on who are they. Certainly, if you are naming them people who are of international repute, I don't need to have a study because the world knows them. Obviously,
Exactly.
even I would be aware of them. But yes, I would be interested in knowing what is the purpose of interaction. Why am I over there? The very basic need of preparing yourself for a public speech is understanding the context. For what reason I am standing in front of you, right? So if I'm talking to a set of 10 people or 100 people, what is the context? Why we are over there? Addressing that is certainly an essential element. And putting that in the most simplest form is the need of the hour. I am of a firm belief making use of technical jargons, making use of technical words in the vocabulary certainly doesn't add up to the context to a great extent. It may be useful. In places it may be useful. Like say, for example, if I'm talking to a technical team, I may use some technical jargons, but I'm speaking to the public at large. I'm of the very firm believer that using these technical words or jargons ideally kills the context, right? I need to keep it as simple as possible. I'm sure you might have come across this term, or this is a concept called as the KISS concept, KISS, which stands for keep it short and simple, right?
Yeah.
Ideally, when I'm preparing for anything like this, I would ensure that this concept is followed throughout my talk, whether it is, let's say, a 5-minute talk or maybe a 50-minute talk. I ensure I keep my presentation as simple as possible. The simplicity will give a lot of clarity, not only for the audience, but also for the speaker. So if I understand it, only then I can explain it. If I do not understand it, it's not possible to explain it to anybody.
Very nice, man. I'll tell you this example of mine, sir. So recently, I had to give presentation to my seniors in my office. And I was pretty anxious to go in front of them just because they had this wealth of knowledge with them. I knew that. I was anxious. But after a few days, I had to give a presentation to small students, like high school students. And that time I wasn't anxious at all. I just went freely and I just spoke about it. Right. So why it happened to me? Like, why do we do this? Like, why do we judge the people before we go? Is it necessary to do that? Like the way you said, find out the information about them. Yeah, I understand. If the people are like Jeff Bezos and all those brains, the biggest brains of this world, you have to find out the information. But whatever I did, is that correct? Like, I know, because when I went right in front of my seniors, I was quite anxious, just because I knew they had this lot of knowledge in them. So I was a little scared. There was a fear in me, which was stopping me. Ketan, you can't do it. Ketan, you can't do it. So if such things happen, like if I know if it happens with me, that means it should happen with everyone. Right?
True.
So how do you overcome such kind of fear before going to the stage or before presenting any stuff?
Yeah. See, one of the foremost things that we need to understand when we are on to the stage or facing any audience, right? There is a possibility that I may commit mistakes, right? I'm not the one who's the perfect in the world. So there is a possibility I may make some mistake. Let us go with that assumption. Second, the audience may be from any background. They may be the wealthiest or they may be the finest brains. But the context that I'm talking, I should be confident about it. I should be dead sure that whatever I'm speaking is something which is, the right thing. So irrespective of who's listening to me, I may not have that, doubt in my mind that, yes, if I speak something like this, there would be a cross question. Yes, there would be cross questioning. But the cross questioning, I'll be able to rectify or will be able to answer, provided I know the context that I'm speaking. So let's say if I'm speaking on a specific thing, like let's say I'm presenting my balance sheet to the board of directors, I should be aware what are the numbers. If I'm aware of the numbers, I'm not very sure that, somebody will pull me down. I will be able to answer. I'll be in a position to answer them for a very simple reason that I am aware of my context. So
Mm.
this particular aspect of anxiety, or maybe, desperation or tension, or maybe, lack of confidence, is ideally coming because I'm focusing not on the context, but I'm focusing on the audience. My focus
Mm.
should be on the context. My focus should be on what I'm going to speak. Plus,
Nice.
as I mentioned at the start, there is a possibility I may flutter somewhere. There is a
Mhm.
possibility I may probably say something which may be technically a little wrong. That is fine.
Mm.
That should be well accepted. Even the audience
Mm.
will accept it, provided I am ready to accept it. But if I
Yeah.
myself am not ready to accept it, then certainly this anxiety level will go high, out of
Mm.
which probably I may not be able to perform, which I'm actually fit for. This anxiety
Mm.
will probably kill my confidence, eventually leading to a poor performance. So when we
Mm.
usually train people on public speaking, we tell them, right, focus on the context, not on the people who are listening to you. They will
Fantastic.
definitely raise questions. They will definitely have doubts. They will definitely have 101 queries. But if
Mm.
I am sure of my context, I should be able to answer them. And if I'm able
Exactly.
to answer them, certainly the audience will applaud it.
Mm. Exactly. I'll applaud it now.
Thank you.
So in short, I just take this with me. Focus on contest, not on audience. Right?
Not
Is
on
that
the
the correct
audience. Yeah.
statement?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Maybe, as I mentioned, we should be aware of the audience, because let's say if
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving a technical presentation and the people are from technical background, then yes, I should be well prepared. It adds up to my preparation. But
Mm.
irrespective who is there, if I'm sure about my subject matter, I don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. Exactly, sir. Fantastic. So, sir, how do you memorize your speech? Like, I know, I mean, memorization is the wrong word to put it here, but how do I know, like, okay, I have this many things. I know I have a structure in my mind, right?
Yes.
But how do I memorize and present it well? Because recently in the IT boot camp, as I said, even the students were little small. For a few seconds, I was blank out. Like, I didn't know
Okay.
like what to speak next,
Okay. Okay.
right? So is there any way to handle such kind of things? Like, have you ever gone
Uh,
blank out in front of people?
yes, it has happened where probably there was a question posed and I was pretty confused that, what should be the ideal answer. Maybe one
Mm.
of the reason is I don't know about it absolutely. Or second, maybe I have a lot of things to speak. I don't know which to pick from. Either of
Mm.
them is a possibility.
Right.
But in case, let's say if something is being asked and I'm absolutely not aware of it, I can definitely cut a sorry figure saying this is something which is out of the purview, which I may not be aware of. I
Mm.
have done it many a times when I'm
Mm.
talking to students or even working professionals. If they ask something, I say, this is something which I'm not very sure of. So I may,
Mm.
uh, stop myself from commenting on it. Rather
Mm.
than giving a wrong information, it is better saying no information. That's one.
Right.
Second, in case, let's say, I'm completely blanked out, having no idea absolutely, it is definitely fine to say that let us take probably a 30-second pause to
Mm.
restructure our thoughts. This
Okay.
is accepted. This is
Okay.
certainly fine, because in the position which I'm standing in front of the audience, there's a possibility that these behavioral changes will happen, and it may be
Mm.
difficult for one to probably accustom to it. Ideally,
Mm.
practice is a key. Rather than memorizing, I would probably use the word practice.
Mm.
Memorizing may not be the right way. Yes, in case of speech, in case something which I'm going into a competition and I had to go word by word,
Mm.
memorizing may be required. But if you ask me, memorizing may be the last option,
I see.
especially when I'm facing an audience where
Mm.
questions may come from any corner of the subject that I'm dealing with.
Right.
Ideally, knowing about the subject, having a good practice of answering these questions, ideally is good and more recommended. But
Mm.
a practice would come only when I'm probably standing in front of the audience and I make some mistakes. So
Okay.
mistakes probably give me the best experience.
Exactly.
I have had plenty of them. Certainly, that is the reason why probably today I'm able to stand even in front of a CEO, train him on subject matters which I'm good at. But yes,
Right.
I have committed my own mistakes when I started my career as a trainer, right?
Mm.
Maybe a decade back. There were times where I was blanked out. I had no answer. I had to
Mm.
cut a sorry figure. That is fine. That should be accepted.
Mm-hmm. And sir, talking about practice, sir, how can you practice at home? Is there
Okay.
any are there any ways to practice at home? Like
There are
I heard a lot of
there
ways, like talk in front of mirror.
yes.
Is this? I mean, you can just tell your ideas. Like, what do you
There
think?
are
How do you
many, as
practice?
you rightly mentioned. Uh, Taking your set of audience, maybe your friends, family members, standing in front of mirror, using your mobile, right? Today, because of
Right.
the technology, I can listen to my voice and probably understand where am I fluttering, right?
Mm,
Technology is definitely giving a great boost for our preparation. Right?
mm,
Unlike before, I had to stand in front of a mirror, call
mm,
3 or 4 of my friends, make them sit in front of me, talk to them. Today, because of the technology, let's say I get connected through video call to any of my friends. Let's say
mm,
we interact. It may be on topics which are of common interest, may
mm,
not be a technical subject, but how am I able to put forth my thoughts is something which is important, right?
mhm,
Irrespective of the subject matter. I may
mm,
talk on sports, I may talk on fashion, I may talk on education, or I may talk on any other topic. Am I able to put forth my viewpoints? That's what
mm.
communication ideally talks about. If
Right.
I'm having that clarity, then I'm sure I can read any stuff and probably put it forward. But if
Mm,
I do not have a clarity of putting forward my thoughts, there is where the challenge lies. So
mm,
I may be the
mhm,
best brain in the world or maybe best read person, but if I'm unable to put forth that view, my viewpoint in a
mm,
much clear and concise way, the communication is probably not happening over there. So it
mhm,
tries to be simple and the clarity is important. So if I'm able to
mm,
do it, yes. If you ask me about techniques, some of the traditional techniques are these that I stand in front of a mirror, talk to them. But more importantly, what I feel is one has to have a practice of talking to oneself. One has
mm.
to have a practice of probably reading and probably understanding, reiterating that in a much simpler form, maybe
Simpler
to a
form.
set of audience or maybe to themselves also. That is still
Mm,
fine. This is where we mean practice. If there
mm,
is an opportunity where, fortunately, there are a lot of associations and platforms available today where I can be a part of, talk to a set of 5-10 people, commit some mistakes, take quick feedbacks, rework on it. Today, those are available. But for those who cannot be a part of these associations or groups, so talking to self, right? Doing that, we use a term called as pep talks to oneself, trying to
mhm,
understand whether the message is convincing or not, whether the
mhm,
message is having the clarity or not. If
mm,
not, then I can certainly rework on it. And most important, listening to oneself is the best thing. Pick up
mhm.
your phone, switch on the recorder, talk for maybe a minute or two, listen to it. That's probably the best guidance that one can get at any given point, right?
Awesome. Uh, so as you mentioned about communication, sir. So few days back, I got a message on Instagram from I don't know from an unknown person. I
Okay.
think he was pretty young, like 15 or 16 years old. And you know what he
Okay.
said? Bhaiya, how to improve my English? I want to come to US. His words were like this: how to
Okay.
improve my English,
English.
and because I want to come to US. And I didn't know like what to reply to him in the first place. I asked him
Okay.
like what he does and all. He didn't reply after that. But
Okay.
if such questions come from some people like this,
Mm-hmm.
how would you answer this?
No, there are a lot of people who come to me with this, that I want to improve English because I want to achieve this in my life. And to achieve that,
Exactly.
I know English is important. तो
Right.
मैं किस टाइप का इंग्लिश बोल रहा हूँ वो दूसरी बात है, लेकिन इंग्लिश आना चाहिए because I want to
Exactly.
achieve this position, etc. The first and
Hmm.
foremost thing I typically tell to such people is, in case if you want to achieve this in your life, please remember English may not be mandatory. Skill is
Exactly.
maybe mandatory.
Yes.
English may not. English is probably a language in which you are conversating. But
Hmm.
if at all you wish to improve your ability to speak and understand English, start with a small practice, right? Probably start talking to people in English, maybe whatever scale you are able to, right?
Hmm.
Try to listen to people who are speaking in English, right? Try to read a few stuff which is very simple in English. Do not read complicated stuff. Do not
Hmm.
read books where you'll have to refer dictionary very often. May not be recommended, because I am interested to improve my spoken English. right?
Exactly.
May not be written form of English.
Right.
Because let's say if I'm into a business where I need to speak to my clients and speak to them in English, then
Mm.
my ability to have a decent spoken English is more important rather than a
Mm.
written form of. So
Okay.
grammatically, I may be a little wrong, but it's okay. In a spoken English, it is probably being adjusted. But when I talk
Adjusted.
about written form of English, then yes, I have to be very strong. Trust me, with respect to the grammar, with respect to the vocabulary, I have not spent much time when I was getting trained as a trainer. The focus was more on the spoken form of English. I have to
Oh,
take care of my spoken English when I'm probably talking to audience, right?
right.
So today, if I stand and talk in front of 100 people, I may still make some mistakes grammatically, right? I'm sure
Exactly.
of it.
Mhm.
But in a spoken English, I can probably take it, as an adjustment, and I can rework on it in my words, right?
Right.
In case if somebody, I definitely ask this, whether you want to improve on your spoken English, start talking in English, start probably listening to people who speak in English, maybe watch some videos which will help you in improving your spoken English. And the
Awesome.
key is certainly practice. It is a skill. We don't
Mhm.
term it as a knowledge. Communication is certainly a skill.
Mhm.
You don't have to read a lot to improve on it. You'll have to practice a lot on it to improve it, right? It's
Right.
just like any
Exactly.
other, it's like any other skill, like maybe swimming or athlete. Reading
Mhm.
stuff will not give you a great thing. Certainly it
Mm.
will add value, but
Right.
practicing about it more adds a lot of value.
Adds a lot of value. Exactly. So, sir, my last question to you is: anyone who is watching this interview, I want them to take 3 takeaways from this interview, like 3 tips for
Okay.
public speaking and communication.
Okay.
Can you just give me 3
Okay.
tips?
Sure. Sure. Number one, if you wish to be a good public speaker, or if you wish to be a good communicator, right? Let us not say public speaker. Communication is important in any aspect of life, be it personal or professional. First thing, have a clarity on what you're speaking. The first C, right? Among a lot of C's, those are theoretically practiced. The first and the foremost C is clarity, which means if I am clear, only then I can make the subject clear to someone. If I am not clear,
Exactly.
I cannot make it clear to anyone. So number one, clarity for myself. Second is the ability to put forth my thoughts into words,
Mm.
right? So for which I'll have to read a lot. My dictionary
Mhm.
in my mind should be filled with enough words so
Right.
that I don't repeat the same stuff again and again. I have a
Mm.
variety to choose from. So the
Mhm.
clarity, and second, the ability to put forth my thoughts into words.
Mm.
Again, into a most simple format, not
Mm.
complicated words, right?
Exactly.
And the
Mm.
third and the most important is, the more I practice, the more I put that into use, I'll be able to make it better. Be it at
Awesome.
the start, be it at the mid of my life, or maybe the end. The
Mm.
element of practice will never ever go. But I
Okay.
need to practice what I'm putting as the rule one and rule two. I need to
Mm.
practice those things, not something
Exactly.
else. So if I'm in a
Exactly.
position to practice the same thing again and again, I'm very sure people are effective communicators. People have the confidence to talk in front of even larger number of audience.
Awesome, sir. I mean, this was a wonderful time, sir, because I've been
Thank you.
looking for a lot of videos for public speaking, but I haven't heard a lot of things, which you have discussed with me so far.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much
you.
for, spending time with me and having this
Thank you, Ketan.
conversation, sir.
Thank you, Ketan, for having me. Thank you for giving the platform for sharing my viewpoints. I am sure your audience should be able to find some value addition when they're listening to it, when they're viewing it, right? Thank you again. Uh, Take care of yourself, right? Uh, we hope to connect again in future.